whenever you say hi and whenever you respond to them, they think that means, oh, she's interested in me. That's not what that means.
Nah.
Just because I speak to you and I'm nice does not mean I'm interested in you.
Yeah, that's just being polite.
Did you see the heart? Did you see those hearts that went up? They great.
I saw the hearts. I saw the hearts. I know. We got the ladies in here who are listening like, yes, that's true, yes.
If you're a business owner, you may or may not already have your online presence created. There are some mistakes that can be made, and I don't want you to be making them when you're starting your business online. One of them is not knowing when to get your hosting. Think of your website as a building, and your hosting is the land that your building is on. It's wise, and it makes a lot more sense for you to make your website around the same time as when you get your hosting. There is no advantage to you getting your hosting, say, in January, but then you start your website in December. That time in between you're paying for, and you have to renew your hosting the year after. Another thing is this: if you already have your online presence, one mistake is you could be making is not actually collecting your leads via your website. This is not the same as general inquiries. A lead is me raising my hand and saying, I'm interested in your particular service. A general inquiry could be something like me asking you, hey, what year did you start your business? The two are not the same. So I've put together an easily digestible checklist of the 5 biggest mistakes you could make online and how to avoid them. It's called the Secret Web Design Checklist. Also, I've got a book, and it's called Starting Your Online Business the Right Way. Just go to oyemade.com/performance. That's oyemade.com/performance. And you see the options for the Secret Web Design Checklist and the book to starting your online business the right way. Hope you enjoy those. Now, let's get back to the episode.
Tameka, what it do?
Get some more light.
Tameka.
How you feel? I like the vibe you got going.
Sorry, say that again.
I like the vibe you got going.
We try, yo. We try.
It's a little clear.
You know, we try because I know, we got you. You're another one of these celebrities in the house, so we've got to make sure we're ready. You know, so.
Celebrities, I like that.
Celebrity
Who got playing in the background? Who was that?
Sorry, say that again.
Who were you playing in the background?
Oh, that's my little brother. He's an artist and he has his own music. So every time I come on my live, I make sure I play his music, you know, promote the family. Appreciate it.
I'm feeling that vibe.
Yeah, that's how we do it. He's on the Afro chill vibe. So all his music is pretty dope. So I always make sure I promote him, just in case. You never know if this podcast get picked up and then a big company wants to buy it. I'm like, well, you can buy it, but there's some music in there that you probably need to pay the artist for. You know, so I'm thinking ahead. Everybody,
that's how Ariana Grande, I think, got discovered.
Say that again.
Through her brother. Ariana Grande, what's her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how she got discovered.
Oh, really?
I think through her brother.
Oh, word. I did not know that.
Yeah, her brother was on, what show was that? Was it Big Brother?
It might have been.
I can't remember. One of those shows. And he used to hype her up so bad. And that's how I found out about her.
That's what's up, yo. That's what's
up.
Let
me go look her up. Who is this person?
That's what's up, yo. That's what's up. Always got to promote the family. You know, you feel me? Mm-hmm. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with us, the people from the morning meetup and friends and everyone who's in here. I've got Tameka here, Fit Prison Wife, and we're about to talk about, can we overpower obstacles by empowering love? That's what's up. Tameka, it's been a minute. Like, we were supposed to have this conversation last year.
Was that last year?
Yeah, it was last year. It was like towards
Christmas. So long ago.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just a month ago. But yeah, like you just like obviously Christmas time stuff got crazy and stuff, and we just didn't get around to actually doing it. But I was like, yeah, do you know what? January, me and Tameka are definitely gonna catch up. We're gonna connect and we're gonna do this. Gonna do
That's
this.
so.
That's
We
what's
ain't forget about each other.
defo. So tell us, T, who is T? Who is Tameka?
Oh man,
What you about?
what am I about? Well, I guess for starters, what everyone probably could relate to is one, I'm a mother.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 boys. Well, let me say I got 3 boys.
3 boys.
I'm used to saying 2. I just had a newborn, so I actually have 3 boys now. I have an 8-month-old.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And let's see here. I'm from Jersey, for those people who are
Jersey girl in the
States,
building.
right? From South Jersey. I went to school at William Patterson, which is North Jersey. My background is actually in biomechanics. I love exercising, love sports. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of the easy part of my life. Where the story gets interesting is when I moved to Baltimore. So that's where I'm at now.
Okay.
And I met my husband.
Okay.
And that's what
how'd you guys meet? Were you in a club? Did you say, hey, let me holler at you, T?
All right, so look, this is how we met. Actually, the day before we met was the day that I declared that I was no longer going to be involved with my, I'll say, ex-boyfriend.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was the day before Halloween, and I was like, you know what? I'm done.
Right.
For years, I was on and off with. I don't really call him my boyfriend, but it was just like that's who I kicked it with. Baltimore in the house. I see you.
We got it. Baltimore in the house. Hey, Tanya just jumped in.
Yeah, she's near me. He's next to me. I'm actually right on the southern border of Baltimore because I moved to Glen Burnie area.
Nice.
So, but yeah. So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So it was the day before Halloween, and I was like, you know what? This relationship is not for me.
Okay.
That was the day I recognized, because we were on and off through college for many years, and I was very lax. I was never that person that was like really on top of dudes. Like I wasn't like smothering men.
Yeah.
And that's what I really loved about me, because when I wanted to see him, I wanted to see him. When I didn't sweat him, and that's just how I moved. And I always knew right away when a guy really wasn't for me. But because we weren't that serious, he was the most serious person in my life at the time. But and it's not like I was dating a whole lot of. You laughing at me?
I'm gonna ask those questions. It ain't like I was dating.
I mean, the way I moved, it wasn't like I was never a clingy type of girl.
Gotcha.
It was never my style. And what happened was, when he came to my house, and I recognized while I was at work, I was like, I'm not even in a rush to get home to see this man.
Okay.
It was like a realization that, nah, this dude ain't for me.
Interesting.
And it clicked. Just as fast as it clicked, it was over. And I was like, nope, I'm done. And in that second, there was no let me think about it. It was instantaneously, I'm done. And so literally I think it was the next day, I met my husband.
Word.
Literally the next day.
Word.
So,
just like that.
All right. I know, it's crazy, right? So I met him in the area that's called Fed Hill. So if you're from Baltimore, you probably know Fed Hill.
Okay.
That's like where all the college kids go hang out, and where people kind of, it's like bars, strips of bars, basically.
Gotcha.
So if you were to come to Baltimore, that would probably be an area we might head to, like Federal Hill.
Federal Hill, all right.
Yeah. So it was Halloween, and I got dressed up. I was a bag lady. So I took safety pins and put a bunch of bags on my shirt, and I guess it was some type of Erykah Badu's song "Bag Lady."
Bag Lady, yep, I know.
I guess it was just like a physical representation of that. I was just trying to be creative.
Right, okay.
So me and my girls walk in to this bar. I can't remember the name of the bar, And I guess they spotted us. Him, his cousin, and friends spotted us. And I guess my husband saw me, or I should say, what should I call him? I call him pre-hubby because apparently he told his friends, he's like, that one's mine. Because him and some other dude, the bag lady's mine, basically. Yeah. So there was another dude that was checking me out. He's like, nope, that one's mine. And he never told me this, but years later, he was like, when he saw me, he was like, man, that girl looks like she could be my wife.
Word.
He never told me this though.
Word.
He's like, that girl looks like she could be my wife.
Tabitha literally just said he was waiting until you were ready. That's what she literally just put in the comments. He was waiting until you were ready. So maybe she's right. Maybe she's right. He was waiting until you were ready. But anyway, please continue the story. I'm liking this. So you're the hot shorty in the club, and then all these dudes are like, yo, let me holler at her. No, let me holler at her. Okay. Let's go. Let's go.
So let's see. I think so this is what happens. He walks up to me, but I'm dancing with some white dude in the club. And he throwing him a little shade. And I don't remember what he said, but he wanted to dance with me. And I didn't want to be rude and just ditch this dude I was dancing with.
Bye.
I'm not a rude person, so I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And so he literally stood there and waited for me to be done dancing with this dude.
I said, yo, anytime when you're done, huh? So you had dudes queuing up to dance with you. T.
And it's funny because he probably has a different version of the story. I don't know.
This is the only version we believe.
You gotta believe my version. I mean, he might agree with this part of the story, but this next half he might disagree with. This is the part we argued about.
Okay.
So he finally cuts in, and we start dancing. He's not a great dancer, by the way.
So many shots are being fired.
No, I mean, not to say that I'm the greatest dancer, but I claim to be the better dancer.
Okay.
So then I think he asked me, do you want a drink? And I'm like, yeah. I'm not a huge drinker, but I was like, yeah, I'll take a drink. So I think I ordered rum and Coke. So him and his boys go off. They go to the bar and grab something to drink. And I'm like, yo, man, this dude just unrolled out on me. I said yes, and he just rolled out. Like he never came back.
Wow. He went to get the drink and never returned.
Yeah, but I was impressed. Like my personality is like, whatever.
It is what it is.
You know, it is. I don't really care. So we left. Me and my girls walked out, and we went to some other spot down the street. Oh, I don't know if it was Mother's. It was the name of the bar. I can't remember.
I'm just gonna ask. So when pre-hubby went to go get your drink, let's call him Mark, the white dude, did he not swoop back in and be like, yo, here's my chance? No.
Nah.
Okay.
I don't recall.
Okay. So we move to the next one.
I have to say I wasn't looking good.
You know what? I can sense it just for the fact that as you walked in, all the dudes were like, yo, I need to holler at her. You know, actually, we had 3 dudes here. We've got 3 dudes that we know of. There's the white dude, there's the other guy in the other part of the club, and then you're pre-hubby. So yeah.
No, the other guy was with him.
Oh, he was. Oh, so you were causing fights within groups as well? Groups of friends?
Well, maybe my husband can be very persuasive though, and like he's very like dominant. So okay. I'm sure the dude wasn't gonna go against him. Now what I know about my husband now.
Okay.
I'm sure it wasn't a hard fight for him. So we leave and we go to another spot. We stay there for a few and it was kind of dead. And we're like, let's go back to the other spot. So we go back to the other spot we were just in, the bar. And I think they see us again. They were still there. They're like, oh, there she is. And I don't remember what he said, but it's like, you left us. I believe you. You left me. You asked me for a drink and rolled out. He's like, nah, I went to the bar and grabbed you a drink. I came back, you weren't there. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Technically, I believe his part. I believe his part because he's going to go get the drink.
Turn my camera off. Bye.
I'm just saying, from a dude's perspective, he went to go get the drink, and then he came back, drinks in hand, is like, yo, where's she gone?
I don't know.
And then you weren't there. So I believe that story. Me personally, I believe that story.
He drunk that drink himself. So I think, they were on their way out the door. Maybe we stayed for I don't know how long we stayed, but it was close to closing time. So we all walk out together. My girls are like, let's go. Let's go. Ellen behind us. You know how it goes. And where were we? Were we in line or something?
So he hadn't collected your number or anything at this point?
No. Okay. I think we went back to the spot. We didn't stay long. We walked out, and we must have gotten in line to go somewhere else. And they were walking with us.
Right. Okay.
And I think they were leaving. So at some point, they're talking to us. We're standing in line. And my girls are like, they leave us alone. That kind, that vibe.
Can I just ask, why do girls and females always do that? You guys come out all dressed up to have fun and all of that. And it's not like you don't like male attention, as long as it's the right male attention. But when you guys get it, or when you girls get it, you always want to be like, oh, please go away. Please don't talk to me. I'm just trying to have fun. I don't understand why you girls do that, but hey, it's so cool.
You know what? Me personally, I don't, unless it's an obvious, like, oh my God, he looks like a creep. Or, because I will tell you no. I mean, I'm polite, but I have no problem saying no. Like, nah, I'm not interested. Because I don't have time. Like, don't bother me. But I will speak to you. But here's the thing, when you say hi or when you respond back to a dude, it's like an invitation for, like, that means go for them. Like, this is why my friend Felicia always turns the cold shoulder to dudes, because whenever you say hi and whenever you respond to them, they think that means, oh, she's interested in me. That's not what that means.
Nah.
Just because I speak to you and I'm nice does not mean I'm interested in you.
Yeah, that's just being polite.
Did you see those hearts that went up? They
yeah,
great.
I saw the hearts. I know. We got the ladies in here who are listening like, yes, that's true, yes.
Yeah, you look. Put a heart in the chat if you agree.
Put a heart in the chat if you agree. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Agree, goddess, because that's a problem nowadays. Dammy St. Clair in the building.
That's a problem nowadays. Yeah, man. Like, just because I say hi does not mean I want you to stop and try to get my number. See, look at that. They know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, all the hearts. I see all the hearts coming out.
See? But so at some point, my husband asked for my number, but he never repulsed me or turned me off or anything.
Okay.
I wasn't like super interested in him, but I was like, he did not give me a reason not to give his number to him. So,
okay.
He wasn't rude. He wasn't, I don't know. It was a neutral meeting, I guess.
Right. Okay.
So I was okay. So I gave him my number. It was my real number. Because some chicks be giving out wrong numbers. And the reason why I don't do it. So his cousin said, this is what happened. So they get to their car, and not even 5 minutes had went by.
He texts you.
No, he called me.
He called you on the same day. Wow. Okay.
No. Within the same hour.
Yeah. Same day, same hour, same. I feel like same vicinity and everything. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, there's a difference. The man called me within 5 minutes.
Look, I'm trying to make it sound longer. The same day sounds better than the same 5 minutes. So
you're just trying to protect the dudes.
I'm trying to protect my homie. Like same day.
What did she say? Oh, she said I didn't hear the question.
Dammy. Oh yeah.
The question was.
Tell him.
Yeah. You want to tell him?
No. I'm gonna let you say.
Oh, so what I was saying, he asked why do girls turn like a cold shoulder and act like they don't want dudes talking to them. Like they come out looking pretty and sexy and stuff. And then if a dude try to holler at them, they be like, no, don't bother me, or something like that. So I'm like, a lot of girls do that because there's a misinterpretation that because I respond to you or because I say hi, that means I'm interested in you. Like, I can't just say hi and not. I don't want to say hi and then have you jump all over me like, whoa, come here, shorty. Let me holler at you.
Let me holler at you real quick.
Let me holler at you. Oh, you don't know how to speak to people? You hear everything.
You don't know how to talk to guys?
What, you too good?
Ain't you allowed to have friends?
You too good to have friends? Yeah. Yeah, oh my goodness. So just to avoid that whole debacle, we just rather just turn to, like, I ain't got time.
I can't hear you. Sorry, I can't hear you. Keep it moving.
That's why. Unless y'all take it the wrong way.
Unless if it's a dude that you're interested in, and then because that's when it gets interesting. You could just be chilling in the club or whatever. If a chick is feeling you, suddenly she's around the vicinity. I'm like, yo, where did she come from? I didn't see her before. Suddenly she's close by. Like, that's a whole different scenario. But anyway, we digress. Back to the story. So homie hollered at you within 5 minutes of the same day.
So of course I'm like, this is before, spammers were like calling you every 5 minutes. So I answer the phone.
Yeah.
And it's him. So I'm like, why are you calling? Like, I literally haven't even made it to my car yet. So I'm like, hello? He's like, oh man, I'm just checking to see if it's your real number.
Oh.
And I'm like, wow. I said, you just lost some cool points, right? I'm making myself old now. Nobody says it anymore.
Some cool points.
Yeah. So
what up, Max? What up to everyone jumping in? We're just going through T's story about how her and her hubby met. So it's an interesting story so far. We're at the point where he hollered at her within the first 5 minutes of getting her number. So now they're up to speed. And he called her like within the first 5 minutes. So let's go.
While we're out bar hopping. So he's like, my cousin said, yo, call the number. It's probably a fake number. So his cousin made him call, but he felt right in line because I guess he was self-conscious. Like maybe it might be a wrong number. Maybe because he got the number too easily. I don't know.
That's possible.
But I probably made him feel that way because I'm very nonchalant.
Yeah, you were just like, yeah, here's my number, blah, 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 peace. There wasn't any particular indicators of interest?
I didn't really seem overly interested, I'm sure. But
gotcha.
like I said, there was nothing he did that made me go, he looks untrustworthy, or he looks suspicious, or, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, we'll give it a try. So
suspicious.
Hey man, some dudes be out here be looking suspicious.
Oh man.
Suspicious. But yeah, so fast forward, that's how we met. And he was dressed up. He came dressed up to the club as what's his name?
Oh, Escobar.
Yes.
That's swaggy.
No, he had on a white button-down shirt and jeans.
Okay, he took the unswaggy version. I would have come a Scarface or something, but okay.
Oh yeah, he wasn't dressed up. He just said he was He just said he was.
I'm Escobar.
Exactly. It was a joke. He was joking with me. So we still laugh about that today. But interesting enough, my husband on paper is not somebody. If I had to make a list of, how a lot of girls when they're young, they may say, I want this in a man. They have a little list. When I get married, I'm going to have my wedding here. I'm going to wear this. And this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a list, but certainly if I had a list, it wouldn't have been him.
Like, can you guys count the amount of subliminal shots that have been in this story so far? Because I count like 20. There have been a bunch of subliminal shots. I need to stand for my homie. You know what? Now, let me sit up. I'm sitting up and bring my water out. I'm representing for my homie. Okay, let's go.
Well, I mean, this is important to know because a lot of times love is not about your list.
Sure.
We make these lists about what we think we need, what we want, and then when that person comes into your life, that list is obliterated.
100.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone has a list of, what they won't, not tolerate, what's the word? deal breakers.
Yeah.
Everyone has a list of deal breakers. And he definitely had some check marks on deal breakers. I'm going to be honest. So, and I didn't notice until later, but in one of our first conversations, I think, see, Forever Abby says exactly. During one of our first conversations that we had, I think, I don't know if I asked him, I said, do you smoke? And it got silent. I said, oh boy.
Here we go.
In my head. He got silent, so that answered it. But then he said yes. So he answered the question, but the silence, silence means something.
Yeah, the silence already said it.
Yeah. So I was like, But it was crazy, yo, smoking for me is a deal breaker. Like, he lit a cigarette up when he was walking away from me, and I did not see him. It was literally in my face, apparently. I was like, but I didn't see it.
Interesting.
The man lit a cigarette literally as he turned his back while he was walking away from me, and I didn't notice.
Interesting.
I said that could have only been God.
Yeah, because you might not have picked up that call.
Well, I didn't know it was him calling 5 minutes later, but but had I not had a previous conversation with him that kind of sparked my interest, and I saw him smoke that night, we wouldn't be here. I hate cigarettes.
When you talk about deal breakers, I just realized something that popped into my head. Like, I think it's for most dudes. Girls who take off their shoes after the club.
Wait a minute, what's wrong with taking your shoes? You said at the club.
No, after the club, like when we go outside. Like, I don't know if they do it over there, but here in England, like, unfortunately, girls will take off their shoes outside the club and just be walking barefoot on the street. In my head, I feel like that's when I get OCD. I'm like, all the people who've been spitting on the road, all the people who've been throwing up on the road, every single thing, and you're walking and all of that. Hell no. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna give you back your number.
Only a man would say that, because you have never danced for 4 hours in stilettos.
Bring your socks out. Bring your socks out.
Look, I'm guilty. I am guilty. I have no problem. Yo, my feet is killing me.
Bring your socks out. Bring your socks. Bring your socks. Bring your flats or anything. Even if you're gonna take some paper bags and tie around your feet, do that. I'm good with that.
Oh yeah. I know you're not a woman. No woman is gonna walk around with a huge bag with shoes, sneakers on in their bag because they trying to look cute. Now you put all this pressure on us to come out to the club.
Pressure.
Yes. Y'all do this. Not us. Y'all do this because you gonna look at me crazy if I come to the club in flats.
No. If you come to the club in flats, yes, but after the club, you can take out your flats. At that point, we understand. What's Tabitha say? Have you worn heels or you bring your socks out?
See, that's what I'm saying. Oye has no idea what it's like to be a woman. He has no clue. He don't know what the pain. Yo, the arch of your foot, that ball of your foot. Yo, oh my God, the pain. You be walking out like, yo, your feet. Y'all know that walk. Wait a minute. And then you got your girl's arm.
This is why you and your friends all need to bring your socks out. Because then you can sit down, take off your shoes, put your socks on, and you're good.
No, and socks don't do nothing. So I'm not gonna walk purposely and spit, but yo, I'm not concerned about the spit. No.
In my head, that's why I'm saying my OCD just flies up as soon as that happens. I'm like, oh.
I'm not purposely trying to walk and spit in dirt, but my feet are banging so bad that it don't matter. As long as I don't step on a piece of glass, I'm good. Oh yeah, you don't understand. You don't understand.
I know I don't understand. I don't understand. And I know like it, but that's just me. I'm just like you could be like super fly, and as soon as the best that would happen would be if, let's just say, for whatever reason we went somewhere else, I would ask them for sanitizer for you to wipe your feet. That's what I would do.
See, you would fall under the list of creepy.
I'm like, here you go. Just so your feet are clean for yourself. This is me looking out for your hygiene. That's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna sit back like, there you go. So,
oh yeah, what's even better? This is what you do. Don't do that. Let's just say if you're walking with somebody and this is happening, which you could, if she's coming to your house or something, if it's your friend.
If she's coming to my house and she's someone I know and she's about to take off her shoes, I'm like, do not do that. Otherwise, you're not coming into the crib. The best I could do for you is you hop on my back and we walk. That's the best I can do for you.
There you go. But what I'm going to say is offer to wash her feet.
I ain't got no foot fetish. I ain't washing nobody's feet. Hell no.
Okay. Look, throw some hearts up if you would love a man to wash your feet.
No, we don't want no hearts. I'm about to disable that heart button. We don't want no hearts up in here. We don't want no hearts.
Look, nobody laid a heart down.
Nobody threw the heart. Oh, we got one heart coming out.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, now they're coming through. Nah, keep your hearts to yourselves, people.
No, keep them coming. Keep them coming. No. Look, if I was dating and we were walking back home from the club, my feet were killing me, and you were like, let me wash your feet for you, and maybe a little foot massage, I would be sold.
That is, you know what?
Look at that. Look at all the hearts. They agree.
That's possibly true. But the best I will give you is you can hop on my back. It's a short walk. You can hop on my back and we'll walk home. I'll carry you home that way. That's the best I can do for you.
Look at the hearts. Oh yeah, I'm telling you. Jesus
be cleaning.
Oh my goodness.
Good player. Look, you might be on my side, dude.
All right, so whether you're a business owner providing a service or you're an e-commerce business with products, you need a website. The most common problems that I hear from business owners are they don't know where to start, or they're confused with all this person said this, that guru said that. It's all information overload, and it's forcing you to leave money on the table and not grow as quickly as you would like. Okay, let's bring some clarity to the situation. You're a business owner, which means your website is an asset that's meant to work for you round the clock, no lunch breaks. It should position you as the expert, attract the right type of customers, and have a system in place for those potential customers to book you for appointments, pay you for consultations and other services, as well as buy your products on your website. And even when someone doesn't pay you right there and then, it should have a follow-up system in place that allows you to collect that lead and then convert that lead later on down the line. And all of this needs to happen automatically in the background. Now, high performance businesses are the type of clients who tend to need these solutions, and they're the type of clients we already work with. So if you're in the 5-figure range, or you're already doing 6 to 7 figures, but you're not yet taking full advantage of the internet in the way that's right for your particular business, the solution is this. You need a high performance client attraction website for your high performance business. One that's custom made to work for you 24/7, whilst you focus on growing and scaling your business. So go to www.oyemadeit.com/performance, select the option for web design. Alternatively, you can go and click the link in the description, or there should be a link in my bio on Instagram. Remember, this is not for everyone. This is for businesses who are looking to level up, scale up their business, and stop leaving money on the table. We work with businesses that are a right fit and those that we believe we can help achieve their business and financial goals. So that's oyemadeit.com, oyemadeit.com/performance, or there should be a link in the description below, or there's the link in my bio on Instagram. We look forward to hearing from you and working with you. Now, let's get back to the episode.
It's the Greek goddess, and you better hope he ain't into feet fetish. Oh, feet
You
fetish.
see? Feet fetish.
He watching all of me. Not just the feet.
Oh man, that's too funny.
Is that Capella?
Yeah, that's Capella Church.
What's up, Capella?
Church Network.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, let's get back to the story. Let's leave my thing alone, right? Let's leave these stories about feet and whatever. Let's leave that alone, and let's get back to the story. So, homie hollered at you. He started smoking. No, you asked him if he smokes. He was like, "Mm-hmm." And you're like,
"Oh yeah, thank God you have a good memory," because I totally forgot we were real. Okay, so yeah, I was saying that, on my list, my potential list, he did not really fit that bill.
Yeah.
So what happened though, before he told me that he smoked, best prison wife ever. Oh, thank you. Appreciate you.
I agree.
Oh, what was I gonna say? So yeah, before he told me that in conversation, we had an awesome conversation prior to that.
Yeah.
And I remember specifically, I was living on Parkin Street. I remember where I was standing. And he told, I don't know what I asked him, and I was like, I don't know if I asked him, what do you like to do, or what hobbies or something? And then he was like, I'm a writer.
Okay.
Yo, like that lit me up.
Okay.
It was like, it caught my attention.
Yeah, yeah.
I literally stopped what I was doing, sat down, and I was fully engaged in the conversation.
Bars.
I'm like, it sold me. It like, boop, I was paying attention. Before I was on the phone, just, I'm listening, I'm here, I'm talking, but I'm not like engaged.
You're not engaged. But as soon as you say, yo, I'm a writer.
I was like, oh.
So, fellas, if you're listening out there, this is a cheat code. Say you're a writer. It doesn't matter. Just say you're a writer. You wrote an ebook. It doesn't matter.
It depends on the person if they value that. For me, it did. So, yeah, and we had a good conversation after that, and he's very intelligent. So during that conversation, I really got to kind of see a little more into him and see what he was about. But it was kind of odd to me because he just seemed very, there was something mysterious about him.
Okay.
I didn't know what it was, but there's something was just like, something's deeper in there. I don't know what it is. I couldn't put my hand on it. I wasn't sure.
There's a mysterious aspect or aura about him that got you further intrigued aside from him just being a writer.
Not like that, not the same one, not the same
curiosity.
No, it made me curious. Yeah, I would say it made me curious, okay. But it didn't make me go like, But it was like, it was more like a But it wasn't a bad But it was interesting. I guess it kind of did pull me in a little more.
So is that female intuition then?
Something was under that layer.
Gotcha.
But anyway, so when we had a conversation about him smoking, the crazy part is I did not run. That's why when I was talking about my list of deal breakers, smoking's on there. When he told me that he smoked, I didn't just like cancel off we weren't in a relationship. Yeah. We had just met. But there was no urge in me to be like, I'm out.
Yeah, run for the hills.
Yes. So there was something about him that was like keeping me there. I wasn't all over him, but I wasn't repulsed. It was a very neutral start, but it was just something intriguing about him. But the fact that I didn't run or say, I don't get in relationship with smokers, it was interesting. So, fast forward, I'm at work, and later on, he reveals that he has a criminal history.
Right.
Again, list of deal breakers.
Wowzers.
And
I feel like just me coming from coming from an African home like that, just in general, would just be like, yo, right? So
cancel this subscription.
I'd like to end my trial right now.
A trial. I like that. Yes, exactly. But and that's even bigger, right?
Mm.
So, and again, there was no urge in my spirit that said run or,
Mm.
it never happened.
Even though like you've hit 2 of your deal breakers. Interesting. Keep going. Let's hear this.
So I would say the smoking's definitely a deal breaker. The criminal history was a strong no. Because that's more of, what are you doing with your life now type. Anyone can get a second chance, right?
Yeah.
But that's a strong indicator that something might not be right. What's going on? What's the thought process? But he came out and told me ahead of time about this. And what I didn't realize was, now I realize, but he had just came home maybe a year and some change prior to us meeting.
Oh, word?
It had never clicked for me. However, I did recognize that he still had some, like, I don't know what to call him. I call him jail tendency type things.
Yeah, some traits.
He was functioning in society fine. There was nothing weird about him or nothing like that. But you're still
adjusting.
No, I mean, he was like, you wouldn't know.
Okay.
Unless you're spending a lot of like intimate time with him. But even then, it was
minuscule.
Minute.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But he spent a lot of time on the phone with dudes that were still locked up, because they would call him a lot because he was fresh out, But none of it was repulsive to me. I don't know. You know what it was? He was very consistent.
Right. I like that.
He was a very consistent man. He was a man of his word. Like, if he said something, I knew it was going to happen.
Pablo Escobar was a man of his word. Just going to put that out there.
Interesting. For those of you just hopping on, that's what he dressed up as on Halloween.
For everyone just jumping in, let me see. Goals, Love, Commitment, Andy Creech, one of my homies. Everyone who's just jumped in. We're talking about Jalissa is in the building. Jalissa's jumped in as well. We're talking about
Love, Commitment. What's up?
Yeah. What up all the new folks jumping in? Yeah, we're talking about T and Mr. T, I guess, and how they how they met, and how she came across a couple of her deal breakers when they were first starting out, and they didn't actually push her away. She was actually drawn further to him with the deal breakers, even though in her head, like, she would have been like, nope. Yeah.
If I had a list, if I had a paper on paper, he would never pass.
Gotcha.
No.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. So my husband, if he was behind me, he probably would be hopping in. But I used to set my husband up all the time.
How?
Like, I would say crazy stuff. I was testing him. I would say
this part right here. I don't understand it. Like, I don't. You girls love to test dudes just to see if we'll react in a crazy way, and I do not get it.
Is that just me?
Don't hurt my peace. Let my peace be peaceful. That's all I always say. Be peaceful.
Oh,
we don't need no.
Okay. So look, I would say crazy stuff. My husband would probably remember a lot more than I would, but I was like, man, these hot tamales, woo, I love these balls in my mouth. It was like,
what?
Woo, these balls is hot. Yo, I would say all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was trying to get a reaction out of him.
Yes, why? Why can't you girls just let everything be peaceful? Why do you need to see reactions? You need to see your willpower and self-control. Yo, Tabby, we're very self-controlled. We don't need anything to push us. Okay, we're cool.
No, oh yeah, listen to me though. This is why I did it.
I'm
because
listening.
I told you earlier that there was something underneath that was just like, it was like he was two different people.
Right.
I called him Jekyll and Hyde.
Dr. Jekyll.
So I was throw stuff. I would throw spaghetti in the wall and see what would stick and what would happen. And he never fell for the bait. Never.
That's good at him.
Yes. And because he had this mixture of like hood in him, and then but he was so intelligent. But then it was like two different people. I was like, what the hell is going on? It was the weirdest thing ever. And it took me years really to decipher what was happening. Once I got to know him a little better, you know, this is a man who is extreme. When I met him, I said, he has a gift. He has a gift of leadership. Mm. He has a gift of speaking, and like he can move crowds. But I was gonna say, I almost lost my train of thought. Lord mercy. And God, what was I saying? Lord mercy, mom brain.
you told us the things about him. So like he was a speaker, he could move crowds. And...
Oh yeah. So yeah, there was like two different sides to him, and oh, now I remember. I told him that I believe that he could be president of the United States.
Okay, come through with that support.
Oh yeah, I was dead serious about this. I was dead serious. Like that wasn't a fluff comment. That was real talk right there. Like that. You could literally be the president of the United States. That is how powerful I believe he is. Mm. Like he's special. Mm. But I don't think he believes it.
Right, okay. Sometimes it does happen like that, where people see your talents more than you see your talents yourself, because you're so used to just doing stuff that you don't realize it, but someone else from the outside looking in, like, yo, that's a sick talent you have there. That's a dope talent you have there. Your skills in doing this or your ability to do that. So sometimes it does happen like that. And maybe you were the one to see it and tell him. Yeah.
But this is a man, and I called him Jekyll and Hyde because of the contrast and how I saw him. But when I learned that he had, you know, a history of like trauma in his family, you know, the victim of trauma.
Right.
The pieces started coming together, you know. The more I started learning about him, learning about his past, learning about his history. And this is before I knew anything about relationships, before I knew anything about trauma. And his story slowly started to come out. I'm like, oh. So this is why I was always testing him and really, because I didn't understand him. How could a man like this make a decision to do that? And when you get to know somebody's history, when you take the time to understand them, then you start to have a little more compassion and understanding why people make decisions, why they think certain ways. Because what I recognized was he was born with who he innately is.
Yeah.
And then there's that person inside of him that was created from the trauma that he went through, from his prison sentence, from his childhood trauma, from parents or whatever, and whatever he went through in life as a child.
Yeah.
All that mess and all that trauma that's intertwined with him created another side. So you have him, the person, which I saw him for him. But that's just not him though. There's life. Life happens to people.
Yeah.
So, which is what caused the confusion and who is this man? You know, I was constantly trying to figure out who was he?
Yeah.
Right? Which is why I called him Jekyll and Hyde, because I couldn't understand. Now, you know, we've been together for years, but most of our relationship literally has been spent with him behind bars. So, hence the second half of my story, my husband actually went back to prison.
Wow.
Yeah. And when we met, I'm like, yo, I will not do a prison sentence with you. You will not do that to me.
So I feel like that's another one of the deal breakers.
I know.
Jeez.
Acting all over the place. And, you know, by this point, we were already married. My
How long? Sorry,
husband,
sorry to cut you off, but how long had you guys been together before you got married?
maybe 3 years.
3 years, and okay. So maybe there is some sense in texting back in the same day within the same 5 minutes or the same hours of you getting the girl's number. I always
No,
say a day after
don't
at
do it.
least.
No. Any men on here, do not do that. That did not help his case. So I don't know. Like, what was my last point?
Yeah, you were saying that you guys have been married for 3 years, and
Yeah.
sorry, yeah.
Oh yeah, we
After
went
three
back to
years, you got married, and then this is when.
yeah. So we were already married, and till now, like this happened all of a sudden. So even though he had a criminal record, there was no indication in our life that he was going to be going back to prison.
Yeah. Everything was consistent. Everything was going fine.
Yeah. So I mean, he owned his own business, and he was a family man. That was important to him. That was his priority.
Yep.
So there was nothing that said, "Hey, I need to be careful."
Yeah.
Or I need to be, check up on this. I would say the only thing that really bothered me was the people he hung around. Like, when you go to prison and you're around other dudes that have protected you, that may have saved your life, that means something.
Yeah.
That's not a bond you just can throw away and just say and pretend like it didn't exist.
Happen. Yeah.
But the problem happens is when you have two men on a different path. Maybe one man is moving toward, I'm not trying to go back to prison. The other dude is still dipping, I'm not fully committed to staying out of prison. I'm still doing activities that,
could possibly, yeah.
Yeah. But you feel indebted, there's loyalties thrown around that word, a lot,
Yeah.
but I understand because this is a man that may have saved your life, that may have protected you, whatever it may be, whatever has happened.
Yeah.
While on the inside. So, but I would say that was probably the only thing that really bothered me. So when he got locked up, it was like a total shock to me because he was moving, as I knew, long story short, someone in his company threatened him, which happened to be a family member at that. I'm sorry, he didn't threaten him, he threatened me.
Oh. Don't mess with the queen.
Me. Yeah. And I was pregnant.
Jeez.
So that's how all that jumped off. That's how all that started. So it was crazy because I literally overnight I went from being happy. We didn't have a perfect marriage, but I was happy. Literally overnight from happy to just like devastation.
Jeez.
Devastation. And I had just started a new job as a personal trainer. And as a new personal trainer, you don't just make money out the gate.
Yeah.
You don't just hop in.
That was something I was going to ask you because I'm sure you had some like, not weightlifting, but what's it called? Some competing photos. So you used to compete.
I did. Well, not did, because I might get back on stage.
Okay.
We'll see. I'm currently debating. I'll get to you about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, you had those skills, which we're going to use as a PT, as a personal trainer.
But here's the thing. I didn't do any of that before my husband was locked up.
Oh.
Any type of trophy or picture you see on my page currently is all from during my husband's incarceration.
Interesting.
That's important for people to know that. All those figure competition trophies, those pictures you see, all were when my husband was incarcerated. None of that stuff was before when he was home. And I say that because, and if anyone on here is going through, hardship or anything, I stress that because your situation that you're going through, whether it's with your spouse, I don't care what your situation is. You can still achieve your highest level of performance or goals, whatever, even at your worst point in life.
That's a bar.
Let me show you something.
That's a bar right there.
Where is it?
So you're about to bring out all the awards.
No, I don't have any awards up here. But what I do have, maybe my favorite award. It's not really an award, but this. Let me try to put it in the camera.
Yeah, there.
All right, I know it's a little blurry. Okay, so just so you can see, there we go.
Yeah.
There's 3, in the Olympics when they have the there's award ceremony.
Yeah.
So you got 1, 2, third place or second place over here. My oldest son made this for me. It's a keychain. So, God, it's so blurry. The person in the middle.
Yeah.
That's me.
Gotcha.
I won first place. My son made this for me as a gift.
Gotcha.
This is after I probably won my first trophy. The first time I competed, I won first place.
Congratulations, yeah.
Thank you. This is I keep this to remind me. I mean, not to remind me, but this is special to me because it was a representation that I was achieving exactly what I set out to do. I was not going to let my husband's incarceration stop me from providing the best possible life for myself and for my kids. I didn't want my children to remember me crying, being in pain, and all that trauma and heartache that comes along with having an incarcerated spouse or having him ripped out of your home overnight. This right here, me sitting on the pedestal with a first place trophy, it was a recognition that I was doing everything in my power, and my actions were actually
yielding results.
I was actually doing what I wanted to do because he saw. All he knew was me. Mommy's a winner.
That's what's up.
This is what that represented to me.
That's what's up.
There's nobody crying because children can be very honest in their drawings.
Yeah, because they're very perceptive.
Exactly. So I was like floored when he gave this to me. I keep this in my jewelry box.
That's amazing.
So this is important to me because it he's not going to remember that time that he was gone as a time of sorrow.
Yeah.
So
that's dope because that's dope because it meant what you were doing was working. Because if that's his perception that mommy's working hard to get her trophy and she got her trophy and all these things, then yeah. And that is very important because that is the type of environment that is required to get through certain things, even the type, like I want to ask you, what type of mindset did you have to step into? Because I feel like you had to become a new person with new habits to like go through that situation.
Absolutely. Which is why I said all those trophies. I got literally a rack of medals from races. Like, if we were downstairs, I would show you. Like, literally a whole rack of trophies, medals. 95% of those trophies and medals are all from the past 6 years before when my husband was gone. And I had to elevate myself to a different level in order to make it. I had to get to a place where it didn't matter how I felt. It didn't matter how tired I was. How I felt had no relevance to me succeeding. A lot of times we make decisions based off emotion. I don't feel like doing it today. I'm tired. I'm gonna sleep in. No. That was never an option for me. Never an option. So I spent my time, once I got to a place of sanity, when I wasn't like, oh my God, what do I do?
Yeah.
I brought it down a level. I mean, I was still crying but I had enough sense in me to go out and try to search for some type of peace.
Yeah. So
I would go on YouTube University and look up, Bible sermons, or motivational speeches like Les Brown, Tony Robbins, anything I could find.
So basically you're feeding your mind with positivity.
I had to because I didn't know what to do. So yeah. seeking some type of growth. I was seeking something that was going to get me out of this negative space. And the moment that brought me to that point was the moment that I realized that I was negatively influencing my son. I walked into the kitchen one day at my mother-in-law's house, and my son was walking to the bathroom. And I look over at him. It was like, it happened so fast. And I'm like, why does he look so stressed? Like, he looked like he had the world on his shoulders. And then that's literally, the brain is so fast. It was instantaneously. I'm like, oh my God, it's me. That was me. I'm looking at myself right now. Mm. The weight of the world was on my shoulders, and I was putting that energy out on him. Because that's how I was showing up in the world.
Gotcha.
And that was the moment that literally changed my life. Now, my world didn't change at that moment, but that was literally the catalyst to me getting to the point where I was doing things and being actively engaged in my own growth. Because I was like, yo, we're in Baltimore City. The educational system sucks. My black sons have an incarcerated father. The numbers don't look good there already.
Yeah.
Single mother, barely making it, living below check to check. I'm like, if I don't get myself together, I'm potentially causing or creating statistics right in my own house. And from there, that's when I just, I'm not a reader. But, we both readers now, though, because we morning meetup. But
Yep. Yep. Well, readers up in here.
Yeah.
The few of the readers are up in here as well. I can see them in the comments.
Mm-hmm. But, I still wasn't a reader at that point, but I had the urge to grow. That's where it started from. And I started slowly changing my environment and putting myself out there. I know we are way off topic, but whoa.
Nah, it's all relevant. It's all part of it. It's all part of it because this creates the context, This creates the context. Because like in this, like this is actually the love for your kids, which you're using to propel yourself. Like, look, because of the love for my kids, I need to make sure I create an environment that they're going to thrive in. So,
yeah.
It's
crazy because like I said, I never intended or planned to be in this situation.
Yeah.
Like, and I told him, look, we ain't going down that road. But obviously I stayed.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people will ask me, did you ever want to leave him? And my husband, he was scared to death that I was going to send him divorce papers. He told me that he was waiting to get divorce papers in the mail. But oddly enough, I never really considered that. And here's the reason why. Even though I was like dead on, like, don't do this to me. What kept me out of that mindset, mm-hmm. or I guess that space was that, if he was making strides to be a better man, then that was enough to keep me there.
So that consistency that he was doing in improving himself.
If there was no urge on his part to do better, or at least because he's in prison, maintain, then that for me that was good enough.
Okay.
Because you can meet a man anywhere in his life, as far as potential goes. But for me, it's what kind of progress are you making?
Yeah.
What kind of action are you taking to go to where you say you want to be?
Progress. Even if you don't know potential.
Yeah, but here's the one mistake I have made, though. It's like, you can't judge a man based off his potential. Can't do that. Because you may see that potential, but doesn't mean that that's what he's striving for. A man must move on his own accord. He must move on his own time. he may never get there. And a lot of women make that mistake. You can't base love on, well, he's got a lot of potential. I know, Mom, but you know, I'm serious. Like you can't fall into that trap.
I see.
I'm a lot wiser now, but I recognize that even though I see the world of potential in him, if he doesn't have the confidence or he's not ready to move into that, then you have to be okay with that. And that goes back to talking about the trauma he's been through. And I'm not just talking about him. People in general, right?
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that goes into making a person.
Yep.
Whether you want to call it baggage or it's just life.
Yep.
Until you get to the point where you can love somebody with all their baggage, you're going to struggle because you have to be able to love him and love the things he pulls behind him.
That's a fact.
You cannot love the stuff that he's pulling behind him and accept him for the wagon behind him, then it's going to be a long road. So that is what you really, because everything's cool when things are on the up and up. It's easy to love somebody and be there for somebody when
everything's good.
Exactly, when everything's good. But if you're not willing to be there during the hard times, I think that's the most important part. That's really where the test begins.
True. I think. So go on.
I was going to say there's different parts in every relationship. There's different stages.
Yeah.
So, like the first stage, I call the infatuation stage. That's where you're all over each other. He can't do no wrong. Hey, baby. You know how that goes, right?
The honeymoon stage.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden, you get, a little time. That stage only can last for months to maybe a couple years. And then the real person starts showing up. The real person was there the whole time. You just were blinded. And you just pushed it off to the side like, I saw it, but, it's okay. Everybody putting their best foot forward. Yeah. They start getting a little loose.
Yep. Everybody sends the ambassador forward first. I'm going to send the ambassador out first before we come through. So.
Oh, my God. And this is again what I call the hoodwink stage.
Hoodwink.
Hoodwink. That's what I call it. When the poop starts smelling, and you're like, I never noticed that before. But really you did. You just brushed it off to the side.
Oh, wow.
And you feel like you've been deceived. You start having conflicts. You start feeling disconnected with your spouse. This is what they call like the power struggle. And that romance or honeymoon stage that you call is just slowly just poof. It just blows up in your face like, he's not who I thought he was. Who are you? And this is where most relationships dissolve. Right there. And it's just simply because people don't realize that this is normal in any relationship.
Yeah.
This is normal in every single relationship. But we give up. So most relationships never get the time to get to the place where they're putting a commitment in to understand each other. Understanding why they do this, why they think this way. They never get to the phase of where they're committing to dig deep.
Yeah.
To get curious about each other. And to be honest, like I'm just now getting to that phase. Like I've been married for 9 years?
Wow. Congratulations.
I think. I'm more
I think.
I need my husband. What? How many years have it been? He'll tell you all the dates and everything. But 9 years in, and I'm just getting to that point. And there's a lot. And you can't smell your own shit. Excuse me. But you can't see within your own self your own flaws.
Yeah.
Which makes it challenging. But it truly has to be a commitment on both parts to want to stay and to want to fight it out. Because I remember, like, when he first came home, everything was good at first. We were back in the infatuation stage. But that one, real fast. So, and oh my God, there was literally 1 month where I just like, I'm out. I'm done.
Wow.
Packed my bag, took the kids with me.
Wow.
Went on the road to Jersey, stayed at my mom's house for a month. He thought I was going to be gone for a couple days. Nah, I stayed. I was like,
I'm out.
I had reached a final straw. I was like, you done did too much. You have overextended. My glass just spilled over. Matter of fact, it just broke. My glass just broke. It didn't spill over, it broke. Yeah, it broke. Like, heartbreak. The amount of stress that I was under being pregnant at that is crazy because I'm going through it all over again. I was pregnant when he left. When he got locked up, I was pregnant. Here I am pregnant again. And it felt like every time I got pregnant, something bad happened.
Yikes.
And it was like to the point where I was so stressed that I was like, we literally, our relationship has always been, mutually respectful. But it was so tense in the house. It was just like, I literally have no energy. I can't do this with you. You're like, we are endangering our baby right now. My stress level was that high. I was like, I had to back out. Like, I physically cannot handle any more stress. So to be here today, and we cool right now. We good. And it's almost mind-boggling because I regress and I go back to the point where I say that two people have to be in the ring.
Yeah.
And I wasn't fully in the ring every day.
Gotcha.
I didn't know which way we were going to go. I wasn't sure we were going to make it.
Interesting.
And it's crazy that we are here in a better space right now. I was like, wow. Looking back, I'm like,
we made it through.
How are we making it? But here it goes back to you gotta keep growing. Right? I talked about how I elevated myself and I hired coaches. I didn't say this earlier, but I hired coaches while my husband was gone. Like I put money on, in my own growth. I spent thousands of dollars
in developing yourself.
Yeah. Hiring people to help me.
What are some of the things? What are some of the coaches or people that you?
Yeah. So the very first person I hired was actually a personal trainer.
Okay.
And I got so much slack for that. Why? Because I am a personal trainer. And people are like, you gonna spend your money on that? I'm like, yeah. But here's the thing. What I recognized in myself was that, yes, I had the knowledge, I had the whereabouts, but I know I'm not going to do it. I'm in a bad place right now.
Gotcha.
I need somebody who's going to support me. I need somebody who's going to be there for me. So even though I recognize, I know how to do it. I don't need nobody to tell me what to do, but I need somebody to push me. And my justification was, if Usain Bolt has a track coach, why should I not have a coach? Doesn't that make sense?
Exactly.
So I spent that money and was like, boom, it's expensive. It's expensive. It really is. But for me, the expense was greater, not getting better, not growing.
Yes.
The outcome of me being stagnant far outweighed the cost of what I was putting in to paying for a personal trainer.
1,000,000%. If you're not growing, you're going the other way, and we don't want that.
Yes. So the value was so much. I'll gladly throw this money out because I wasn't throwing the money out. I was getting another value.
Yeah.
Getting another value of it. And just like when I talk about, I won my first figure competition, but literally as a single mother, it's almost nearly impossible to do that and have the time. I'm literally, I ran everywhere I went. Like, no joke. I physically ran everywhere I went. People are like, man, she's always in a rush. I'm like, yeah. Got 2 kids home. Like, I'm running out the door to get my kids to grandmother's house. I'm running out the door to get to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm literally running from client to client because I have no time to space out a whole bunch of breaks. We gotta get them in. I gotta eat, maintain my muscle, and we got hit right back to work.
Yep.
And then when it was time to leave, so I scheduled all my personal training appointments where I was working out with my trainer at the end of the day. And he's like, all right, when you're done, I'm gonna need you to do this. Can you do it? I was like, nope, gotta go. Bye. And literally, I'm running into the office, packing my stuff up. And then I'm running down the stairs. Like, this is how my life was. Like, there was no spare time. And it's important to say this, and I stress, literally, like, I won first place. And this is how I did it. Every single day, I did something to get to my goal. When I plan a goal, I don't just plan just to do it. I plan to smash. Like, I plan to win. Like, if I'm going to be on that stage, y'all going to see me. I'm going to win this.
Come and just show up and show out.
I'm winning this for my kids. I'm winning this for I'm bringing home a trophy. Y'all ain't going to see me up on the stage flopping. And I tell people still joke with me today. I was like, some days I had no time to work out. If I had 5 minutes to work out, guess what I did?
Start working
out. I worked out. But I did a 5-minute workout on days I had no time. Y'all may think that's crazy, but this is what I had to do as a single mother. So when people say, I don't have time, no, you just don't want to do it. There's no urge. It's not a priority for you.
It's not a priority. Donnie always says that. Donnie says it's not a priority for you. If it's a priority, you make it happen.
The urge, your why is not existent. I had such a strong why. I was like, you will not catch me every single day. Every single day I did something, like literally every single day.
Yeah.
If I had 5 minutes, I said, boom, we can get an arm workout in. Let's get it. Let's get it. And that meant something. You know how hard you can work in 5 minutes,
I've never done a 5-minute workout. I've done 10, but I've never done 5. But just listen to you. I'm thinking maybe I start doing some 5-minute ones.
You can. I promise you will get results with 5 minutes. I know that sounds crazy.
It makes sense though.
But I can go get my trophies from downstairs if y'all want to see them.
She got the receipts. She's got the receipts.
There you go. I like that. But so it's never about time. It's not. It's about how bad do you want it. I wanted this for my kids so bad that there was nothing that was going to get in my way. There was never a day that I wasn't going to work on it. And what's crazy is I had no idea how expensive it was to compete. Thank God I didn't know, because it wouldn't have happened.
That
I'm
is
going to make
true,
a long
actually.
story short for you and tell you that along my path, before I even realized how expensive it was, I had someone just walk up to me and be like, I want to sponsor you. So I'm like, sponsor? What do I need a sponsor for? And then when I went online to go look up to get my suit, my competition suit, I said, oh.
Yep.
The cheapest one, $200.
Yeah.
And that's not even that's a pre-made suit.
That's
that ain't even gonna fit me right.
And that's the cheapest
I got large
one.
cup size. They ain't gonna. I'm gonna be spilling out. Oh my God. Oh. Tanning? How much tanning cost?
But I've never understood that. Why is that need for tanning though?
Yo, oh yeah, you can't be coming up on stage all pasty. Because well, the reason people do it is because it shows when the light hits you, it shows your definition more.
Right, okay.
That's why all the white people go up there looking black.
Do you know what? I never understood that because I'm like, your face and your neck down look different. You look like two different people. But now that you said it, now I understand it. They just didn't tan the face the same way.
It's not perpetrate. You have it better. It's the judges can see your definition better. That's all.
Gotcha.
So it just comes with it. Even if you're dark skinned, you should still tan.
Makes sense now. Now I understand it better. Because before I never used to understand it. I was just like, the neck, I could see from the neck down, either you've been spray tanned or something. But from the neck upwards, you look like a whole, it's like it took someone else's head and just put it on this body because the complexions are two different people. But I see now. And yeah, those suits, I have heard they are expensive.
Yeah, and you're gonna want pictures, so it was pricey. But I bring that story up to you because oftentimes we get so caught up in the how we're gonna do this. Yo, all it took was for me to show people that I was dedicated. They saw me in there working hard in the gym every single day, and they saw how dedicated I was. They knew about my husband, and because of that, people were willing to support me. Like I have so many stories. Like I have literally. One woman paid my BG&E bill for an entire summer.
What's BG&E?
Oh, BG&E is electric and gas.
Oh, okay.
I didn't pay for a single diaper the first 6 months of my child's birth. First 6 months.
That's dope.
Somebody was bringing diapers in for me. Like, when people see you are going hard and you are about positivity, the world will show up for you.
That's love.
Really? I mean... Gosh, like my mother-in-law paid my mortgage one month. So I mean, it's all unexpected. People might say, "Well, she's your mother-in-law," but family don't gotta.
They don't
family
have to.
No. And I have so many stories like that of people supporting me. When I went to Israel, I didn't have the money to go, but I was like, Lord, I really want to go. I had a lot of Jewish clients.
Okay.
And we used to talk about a lot of things, and Israel will come up a lot. And I just over time was like, oh, I really want to go.
Go check it out.
And the opportunity came up with my job where they put on these trips, and I found out about it. So I was like, and I thought about it for maybe 6 months, and I was like, I didn't pull the trigger. One day I was like, I'm just gonna do it. And I pulled the trigger, signed the dotted line, and they started taking $200 out of every paycheck because I waited to sign up.
Oof.
The longer you wait to sign up, the more they take out.
Oof.
Oh yeah, $400 would kill me.
Oof.
I was living check to check. $400, man, will put you in a poorhouse.
Oof.
And within 2 weeks, I picked up the exact amount of clients to cover what was coming out my check.
Nice. Wins, yo. I love it.
Yeah, so you really just got to jump in and go.
Yo, the universe loves you. God loves you because day after you broke up with your ex, you meet Mr. T, and then 2 weeks after you put your intentions towards doing one thing, and then you got the clients who are going to help you get to that point. Yo, I love it.
It really is. I like to tell people that my husband's incarceration was the worst and best thing that ever happened to me. Like the pain I went through, but the growth that I got from it. I had to go to a different level.
Yep.
And, I'm a better person because of it. I went through a lot of heartache, but I came out the other end a better person. I don't forget the pain. I wouldn't wish that pain on my worst enemy. Like, it literally felt like somebody died. you know, but
just like that, overnight, unexpected.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a lot of guilt and anxiety that comes along with that. Yeah, jump in and go. Just move on. Exactly.
Yeah, Franklin, you said it best. Jump in and go. You keep
Yeah.
moving. It's all
Yeah.
about
So
progression.
mm-hmm. We get so caught up in hows and how we're going to accomplish this, and we get stagnated, and instead of just going for it, we just doubt ourselves because you never know what's going to happen.
True that.
Never know.
Who, not how.
Yeah, that was game changer. That book, Who Not How.
Who, not how. That was definitely a game changer book. Definitely 100%. But the thing is now, like, you went through that experience, you got the skills that helped you to go through that experience and come out the other side. You now have those skills, and now, if I'm not mistaken, you're actually teaching people those same skills if they're in that similar situation now.
Yes, I am. So I call myself a prison relationship coach. And my journey was filled with so much pain, but also so much triumph that along the way I started my Instagram page, Fit Prison Wife, solely just to kind of support other women and just to encourage them. And that support kind of blossomed into a business for me. So along that journey, I was like, I want to create a program for women who are in similar situations. You know, if their spouse is incarcerated, I know they're probably dealing with the same type of pain that I'm in.
Yeah.
So it started, and I started dabbing in it, creating my program, kind of put my feet in, pulled myself out, because I'm still transforming myself.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started. So fast forward, my husband's now home, and the journey does not end just because they come home. And that is a huge misconception that women don't even see coming. So I ended up going into school to become a relationship coach. So I'm still in the program, but I was like, you know what? I need to learn how to make it through this situation and take this information and help other women with it.
So that habit that you picked up of getting coaches to help you get to the next level at different things, and you achieve those things, you brought those same habits into this particular situation. Like, all right, cool. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to help. I need to go learn it. I need to go pay the people who can teach me, and then I could come back and help.
You just gave me some insight. No, I didn't look at it that way until you said that. I was hiring coaches, learning, and then now I'm transforming into a coach. That's pretty cool.
It definitely is, T. It definitely is. It definitely is. And how you finding it now? Like, obviously, with the biz and with everything you're learning and all of that.
Yeah, so I'm still in school. This is officially my first year of business. It's only been maybe I'm hitting on my 6-month mark. So, and I left my full-time job.
Congratulations.
Which was another anxiety-filled position. It was a tough decision, but right now, the hardest part of what I do is teaching people what I do. Because when I first started announcing this is what I do, and it's evolved over the last couple of years, people would criticize me. You're a prison life coach? You teaching women how to be criminals? And I would get all kinds of craziness. And one of the main reasons why I started this is because I felt like there was no support for women in my shoes.
Yeah.
Women who have incarcerated spouses, they're isolated. It's the same thing almost as having a partner who was in the military deployed. But what's the major difference? You're shamed and they're applauded.
Yeah.
So they have the space to say, yes, I feel lonely. Yes, I feel this and that. And we feel somewhat the same because their husband's in danger. Our husbands are in danger. There's a lot of similarities, which I've learned because I have a friend who went through a deployment. But we are shamed, we isolate ourselves because of the stigma that comes along with incarceration. So there was not a lot of support.
Yeah.
I can count on one hand now the number of women or people in general who coach women with incarcerated spouses. Matter of fact, I don't even need all my fingers.
Wow.
There are 2.3 million people who are currently incarcerated. That's an old number. Think about how many families are affected by incarceration. Here's another old statistic. 1 in 24 children have an incarcerated parent. Jeez. You know a family that has people who are incarcerated. Well, I know you're not in America. I don't know what the incarceration rates are where you are, but here in the States, we are the incarceration machine of the world.
You see, now the thing I like, this is the part about that whole scenario which gets me. I dislike the fact that it's a business. That part I really like, because for every person who is put in that situation, they're not even looking at how that's affecting their life. They're just looking at a number and the amount of money that's been made off that. So it's that I don't know how to. I don't know how to, like, I don't know how that's reconciled, because it being a machine, like you said, and how people just want to make paper. I'm just like, there's gotta be like, at some point it's gotta, like, I don't know, it's gotta be a different solution. It's gotta be a different solution.
Well, I mean, not to go off a tangent on that topic, because that is a whole nother.
Yeah, I know.
You guys think our history is about slavery.
Yes.
You know, a prison is just another form of slavery.
Yeah.
Slavery never ended. Slavery never ended. It just evolved into something new. That's all. Because if you look in the Black Codes, Jim Crow era, you know, there are certain laws and things that have been put in place to criminalize Black people and to put us in a position, like, if you looked at a white woman a certain way, that was something that could throw you in prison. They could throw you in prison for that. So there are laws that are in place that have led to this. So it's not on accident.
Yeah.
Not on accident. But yeah. So where was I getting at?
You were talking about how the military wives and the similarity.
So, there's a lot of stigma out there. It makes it a challenge being in this position. So I don't know why I felt it upon myself, but I just felt the need that I need to help other women, because there's no support. There are no coaches out here dedicated to helping this group of women.
Yeah.
If I want to get a divorce, damn straight, there's probably a coach out there, right? If I want to learn how to co-parent, there's a coach out there for that.
Yep.
Show me a coach that is helping women with incarcerated spouses.
You, the other one I know of.
So, and I am like, I tell you, like I said earlier, like, when I do something, I go hard. Like, I'm trying to change the game. Like, I am trying to set the precedence for what this looks like. I am trying to be that person, that expert. When someone says, oh, we need an expert to come in and talk about prison relationships, or we need somebody to, you know, help these women out, I want the world to think of me.
Yeah. And even on the other side, like, the person who can go into the complexes and actually speak to the guys in there and explain to them the effects of what's happening with them on the outside world and vice versa. So.
Oh, yay. You make an excellent point. That is a major problem. Like what you just said, because 100%, the people on the inside who are in prison do not understand what it feels like to be the person on the outside supporting them.
Yeah.
Vice versa, the person on the outside has no idea what it's like living in prison.
Yeah.
They're two different worlds. And because of that, it creates a disconnect and it creates a miscommunication.
Yeah.
And this is all the things I'm learning now. Like, every day I learn something new from my husband. But you're so, like, there's so many different things we could talk about. Like, what you said is absolutely true. And what I'm trying to do is really change the outlook for these women and encourage them and say, yes, even though you're in this situation, you can still be your best. You can still make it. You can support your spouse and live your best life.
Yeah.
You can still do that. And I don't care what situation is. You may not have an incarcerated spouse, but this should be law. This is law. I'm serious. Right? And I want to set the precedence for what it looks like for these families, because there's so much devastation that happens out there, and it's all undercover.
Yeah.
Because people aren't talking about it.
Yeah. It's like you said, the stigma.
Exactly. I guarantee you, everyone on this live knows a family that has an incarcerated family member, regardless if they know it or not. I promise you. But you will never know. Because it's crazy to me, because America is built off of laws that enslave people in prison, but yet there's a stigma. So it's like we have this huge problem, but no one wants to talk about it, and people feel weird talking about it, and they treat these families like poop when they do find out about it.
Yep.
So how do you provide support? So I really want to change the face of how we're supporting these families.
Changing the dialogue.
Yeah, my ultimate goal is to have a program that's funded by the government. Like over here, we have WIC, which is for women, infants, and children.
Yeah.
We have food supplement programs. You know, if you don't have money for food, we have that program. We have so many people incarcerated in America that, yeah, we could have a program specifically for the families left behind.
Sure.
Like, is that big of a problem here? That huge?
Did you ever, were you in when, what's his name? Andre Norman came in?
Yes, I was so excited.
Because that's kind of what he does as well.
Yeah, and so the funny thing is, before he came on, I actually have his phone number, but I did not save it because he was introduced to me. What happened was, I know this is
how
he called me before he was on a morning meetup. He actually had called me because Cardell made an introduction. Okay. And I missed his phone call. And I called him back. We were playing I was doing phone tag, and I never finished the connection. And then now I'm like, damn, I didn't even save the man's number. But it's cool though, because I know people who know him. So
no, Andre is cool. Like Andre is the type of person that you can message him or send him or comment in his DMs, and he will holler back at you. So he's not like a celebrity that doesn't look at his stuff. Like he will holler back at you, especially. But if you holler at him, it's always a case of, yo, you got to come through with something. Make it quick, make it snappy. Help me understand it because I'm busy.
I'm just about his money, ain't he? Remember he came to one meetup, he about his money. You're serious.
You feel me? But that's definitely something you should connect with.
What's up, Jack the God?
Jack the God in the building.
Yeah.
What up? What up? All my peeps who just joined in. Carrie, Jack the God. Mr. D, Shoe Solutions. Yo, so good, yo, so good. But yeah, that is someone you should definitely tap in with. That is someone you should connect with because I like the vision, what I see you're trying to achieve and what it is you're trying to get to. I feel like he's definitely one of the people on that path that is going to definitely open doors for you because he has a program and I know it's something that I think his is like for the next 6 years or something like that. And when obviously you have that chat with him, he'll probably be able to lay it out for you. Be like, and that's the other thing about him that I liked just from like his aura, like when it was in the meetup, like he's about helping everyone, you know, like if you come with him with something and he's like, yo, this is what I want to do. Here's how I want to do it, blah, blah, blah. He'll be like, all right, cool. You got your plan. Here's the play, you know, run with it. So yeah, you should definitely tap in with them. Definitely tap in with them. Because for exactly what you're trying to do, yeah, he's definitely one of the guys. And what you're trying to do is actually something that is required just because of that machine that you said, you know. And the other thing about that machine is Not everybody who's within that machine is supposed to be there. There's so many stories I always hear about, oh, after 20 years of their life, they're being found not guilty, or after this, this, and this, it's being found out that the person was lying. I'm just like, oh, that's just wasted talent, you know, like a person's whole life just wasted because of. Anyways, that is definitely a topic for another day. That's definitely a topic for another day. But you're in the biz, you're getting things going, you're moving forward. You and Mr. T, you guys have got to that stage where you know things are back being good. You went through that transformation, that transition that got you to be the person who has those skills. So maybe you kind of had to I don't want to say you had to go through it, but you going through it made you who you are now. And now you can help way more people just because you understand the problems from a personal point of view. So when anyone else who's in that situation is looking for help, they're like, yo, T's the person to speak to. And she will get you through this. And it's not something, like, it's one of those things that I just want to say, I wish it didn't happen, but it does, you know?
Yeah.
It's not something that I would wish on anyone at all, you know, just from this conversation. Definitely is not. But yeah, man.
For sure. I want to thank that person who said that I should keep going with my vision. I greatly appreciate that comment because it is an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when something doesn't exist, you're literally clearing the path of trees that are, you know, like when I first started, I got static. But I realized because it's an open field and no one's really doing it, I have the ability to create what it looks like.
Yeah.
But you're fighting an uphill battle. It reminds me of there's a dude from Jersey. I think his name's Joe Franco. He's in the fitness community. You know, I'm in the fitness and everything. But he has this concept that you can train athletes with slow modalities. If they're in like sprinting, if they're in like a sport that requires speed, he trains them with slow modalities. And people dog this man for years. So he had to get his own receipts. Like, boom, like this actually works.
I would have never known that to work, but I'm listening.
Yeah. So for years, people dogged him like, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah. And now, if you follow this man now, yo, people are on his butt. Like, yo, come speak at our conference. Come do this. Yo, we need you. Yeah. So I look at that as inspiration.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
I keep going. I tell myself, where will I be in 10 years if I keep going? Because I had a history of backing in, starting again, restarting, backing back out. And last year, I made a commitment to myself that I'm going to go full throttle and stop doing the I'm in and out, because coaches did not respect what I did. Some of these coaches I hired did not respect the fact that, one, they understood it was important, but they didn't think I could make money. Which is important because a lot of times when you're so passionate about something, you're like, I would do this even if I didn't make money, right? Yeah. But I still got a family to support. And they're like, your niche is too small. I'm like,
3 million?
Every time I would broaden my niche and say, I'm going to work with moms, my passion would dwindle. I would lose sight of what I was here for. Oh, in the morning meetup, Donnie, was it Donnie? Yo, it was Donnie, I think. I asked the question to Donnie. I told her about my situation. She's like, no, your niche is not too small. That was the day that I was like, boom, I'm in. It was Donnie. Yo.
Yeah, probably was Donnie, because that sounds like something Donnie would say.
Yo, that was the day that I was like, and whenever I get to that point where I'm like, all right, boom, I'm only working with these women, my passion just starts flooding. Like, yeah, the ideas be flooding my head. When I'm not passionate about it, and when I was like, I want to work with just moms, yo, I couldn't think of nothing to say. Yo, but when I'm in this space, yo, you can't mess with me. Like, no, if like, there's nobody in my space. Like if you scroll down my page and look at like the graphics I create, there's nobody in my space doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes so easy to me. Yo, it just be flowing. Like I'm even in my zone.
You picked up all the skills.
Now, I haven't made any late in the last month or two because I'm in school and I had to prioritize my time. But yo, when I get into that space, I don't have enough time to create this stuff because it just flows so easy. I'm like, I need some help over here. Somebody make this stuff. Like, I'm serious. Like, so I know it's in me. I know there's a reason why this passion is in me. It can't be for no reason.
Yes, sir.
Because the passion to help and empower women has always been there. But now I have a group of women, a specific group of women I'm going to use that purpose for because it's always been in me. You know, I did the same thing when I was doing personal training full time at the gym. They're here, like, I was like a counselor. Yeah, they're here to get better, but I'm here listening to their problems. I'm like, yo, all right, this is what we got to do.
Here's the path.
You know, I don't want you to say try. I want to hear you say do. You going to be here what time? You know, I don't want to hear what you're going to try. You know, so like that energy to help others, that energy to move people has always been in me. But now that energy is like, boom, directed at a certain group of women. So I may bring other women into my circle because their pain points may be the same, but, you know, that's what does it for me, you know? That's how you know you're in your purpose, Jack the God. Yeah, man. So I got to keep going.
Definitely got to keep going.
Yeah, somebody in the morning meetup said something about, like, I don't remember who it was, but something along the lines of, you never know when that, like, sometimes you want to give up, but you never know when that one extra step is going to be the catalyst to
the success.
Exactly. And so you can't see the mountain you can't see the bottom of the glacier that's under the water. All you see is the peak.
Yeah.
But you can't see everything that's formed underneath the water, all that hard work of the consistency. So you just got to keep going.
Sure.
And because you never know when it's that time for you. And I have to continue to tell myself this. I got to keep going because what's going to happen in 10 years? What's going to happen on this live? Who's going to reach out to me because they heard me speak on your platform? And I'm grateful that you invited me to come to speak.
Yo,
so thank you.
I'm honored. I'm honored that you're here, you know? Like this was a conversation that obviously, to be honest, you're the only person I know that I could have had this conversation with and actually learned from, because you actually are the only person you are. So I was more than honored, and the work that you're doing, yeah, it's God's work, 100%. Definitely is, because like just the fact, like you said, you don't know anyone else in the space, or you can count them on like 3 fingers, and it is such a big problem. Like it's a whole setup of statistics to create more statistics. Like that's really what it is, you know. Like it's a revolving, and it is like when you can see it so clearly, like this is this, and it's because this is a business and it's a machine and they want more of it. It's just like, geez, man. But yeah,
absolutely. So I fully believe though, Oye, and I'm just speaking into existence that at some point this will become a thing. Like you will know some other people
because of you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And I want that to be me. I want it. I really do want it. But I'm what's the word? Putting out there. I can't remember.
Manifesting.
Not manifest, but declaring.
Declaring. All right.
And I see it. It's going to become a thing, because it's impossible to have this many people in America affected by this one thing for services not to be available.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, I may not see it in my lifetime probably, but I guarantee you it has coming. It has to.
It has to work, or it has to work. 100%.
Just put me in the history book as pioneer.
Tameka pioneered it. That's what's
The
up.
majority of the time is when you're on the verge of giving up. Yes. Oh God. And learning, and look forward to seeing her with 10x growth. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Franklin. Franklin coming through with the gems.
Yo, I'm always open and appreciative of support, because you could be the best coach in the world, but we all always need support. We need that encouragement, because I feel alone in this space. I know. Let's see, one, two other people out in the open. One person who does, but they haven't really officially had a program out. But literally, like, my God, it's crazy.
Man, well, you know that if there's anything that I can help with or my team can help with, always reach out. Like, more than happy to assist, more than happy to help. So anything comes to do with the digital world, feel free to holler. More than happy. We're at your disposal. So
I guess I should officially announce, whoever listening, if you know someone whose family has been affected by incarceration, I urge you to send them my way, because most likely they feel isolated, they feel alone. And if you ever encounter somebody in the workplace who's very like standoffish, I would recognize stuff, but there's certain people or certain characteristics you notice about people. You wonder why they're that way, or maybe you never wonder why. Everyone has a story.
Yeah.
That could very well be somebody who has an incarcerated partner. Why does her husband never show up to functions? My coworkers used to wonder, why don't her husband ever take the kids to the doctor's appointments?
Yeah.
Surprise! So I urge you, because this space is so lonely. It is. And, my husband's friend, who he was locked up with, just committed suicide. So I don't say this lightly. And there are people in your space that you don't know, but your eyes, you're not aware of it, but they are there. They are definitely there. As a matter of fact, the principal at my son's private school said, my son's incarcerated. I said, oh my God. I'm probably the only person on campus that knew that information.
Wow.
The only person.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. So follow me. I coach women with incarcerated spouses. I help them to live happy, fulfilling lives. And now I'm also moving toward creating a program to help these women through the transition of the men coming home. Because, woo, that's a whole nother story.
It's a whole different ball game.
Yes. So thank you. Oh, yay. Yeah, yay.
Yeah, T, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. I'm glad we got to have this conversation. I'm glad basically that we started the conversation, because like you said, there'll be so many people who don't know where to turn or who to speak to or who to ask or where to even start, where to begin, because it is a situation where you feel like you're the only person in it and you don't want other people to know about it, because there's so many things just around it, and you start having these limiting beliefs because it's so real to you. So yeah, thank you for the work that you're doing. Thank you for creating an opportunity for people. Thank you for being a pioneer in this space, because shout out to T, make it happen. And before we go, if there's anyone who has any particular questions before we leave, now's the time, or forever hold your peace until the next conversation. But if you've got any questions, you can drop them in the comments and I will pass them on to T and she can answer them just before we go. And something else I was going to ask you. Yeah, how the little ones doing?
Oh, they're good. They are good. The baby, oh man, he's just a joy. Happy, got a little snaggletooth.
So you got three boys now.
I have a house full of men.
Oh, man.
I'm I'm all by myself.
That's what's up. And Franklin said, "When are you coming back?" Well, I guess when me and T can have another conversation. I'm trying to do as many conversations with different people because this is something I enjoy doing. Like I enjoy talking to other people who are running their own businesses, other entrepreneurs who have their own goals, who have their own visions. So me and T definitely going to be having another conversation. Probably at that point.
I appreciate that question, though. I appreciate the support.
Probably at that point, we probably need to book her in advance because she might be out there, giving talks, giving keynote speeches, and all these sort of things. So
yeah, man, this is the future. That's my goal. Yes,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
I love it.
But your T,
it was. For you,
sorry, say that again.
I said the same for you.
Amen to that.
Presentation.
Amen to that, yo. Amen to that. Amen to that. So yeah, T, it was a pleasure. I am gonna let you go now. Go hang with all the men in your house,
I'm sure I'm wanted. Take it with you. All right, thank you again. This was awesome. It was a great conversation. So thank you.
Definitely.
I appreciate you. Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Bye, guys.
You have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you tomorrow.
All right. Bye-bye.
Peace, T.